Now we do it in person. You guys are a little bit blurry, but it's all good. I want to just kind of do a little bit of an open session today, kind of go through each other's pipeline, like a pipeline review. What I want to know, maybe you guys, start writing some notes down, is who are your top 3 clients right now that you're trying to move forward? Top 3 clients that you're trying to move forward. Think about that. What's it going to take to move them forward, right? Like that's what we'll brainstorm today. Who are your hot ones? Top 3.
Listings or just buyers?
Yeah, include buyers, listings, anybody, whatever your top 3 that you're trying to get in contract, right? So if you have a listing, you're trying to get that in contract. If you have a buyer, maybe you're trying to get them in contract, and then we'll kind of just brainstorm a little bit on what we got to do.
Speak right.
Yeah, I don't know if this. And this is a good time to just, brainstorm any challenges you guys might be having, anything you guys, maybe we can all just collaborate, kind of share what you're running into, so we can help problem solve. Who wants to go first? Who are your top 3?
I got 2 that I'm actively working on. They're ready to go, ready to write, approved. Kavita and Anthony. Do you want me to kind of give you a little bit of a brief information on them?
Yeah,
Cool.
give me a like, who are your
2-liner.
those top 2,
Yeah.
and give me like the high level, like what needs to happen to move them forward, or is there any challenges you're having with them?
100%. So for Kavita, her husband was actually out of town for like a solid month and a half. Me and her going on tours every single weekend, just trying to figure out exactly what she's looking for in a house, right? So we did that. Husband came in town 2 weeks ago. We're writing her offer at the end of the week.
Okay,
So on track.
so that one's pretty much on track,
On
right? Nothing major. So have they already identified a property?
100%.
Okay. And let's talk about that property. What are we up against when we're writing the offer on that property?
We are up against significant competition. The area has no inventory at all. Prime Sunnyvale, like a block away from El Camino, fully remodeled house. Kitchen has heated floors. Like, I mean, it's
Yeah.
a nice house, right? So competition is going to be pretty high. You're going to have to come in aggressively.
Okay. Have you spoken to the agent already?
I'm trying to connect with the agent earlier in the morning, left 2 voicemails and nothing.
Who's the agent?
Kevin Schwartz,
Kevin Schwartz.
Sunnyvale expert. Man, it's also a lot of.
Why does that sound familiar?
You work with them, bro. He's a top expert in Sunnyvale.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the first file. Second file, Anthony, or Anthony. Me and Luck have been working on this file for a long time. I would say at least a year almost now, right? Land, correct. We're going on this Sunday. He has been going to that area where the piece of land is for at least the last 25 years. He's grown up in that area, has gone to the beach in that area, very familiar with that area. I'm going out there this Sunday in case everything was good to go. He's going to be putting his home on the market to get this piece of land, to build
Got
a
it.
straight house.
Okay. Are we helping him put his home on the market?
Yes, in case the deal goes through. We're also basically helping them with the whole story.
Okay. So let's see. What advice can we give Deb on? Let's start with the first one, right?
Mhm.
High competition, Sunnyvale. What advice can we give Deb going into that one?
With the agent, just get in with the agent,
Build a relationship.
build a relationship, get the lender involved. That always helps. Just make yourself known.
Yeah.
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 Texting.
Be friends with the agent, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Texting, calling, so they know. Also get the lender involved. That always helps as well. And just be on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else, Mark?
I didn't catch you say there's a due date or.
No due date. The home hit the market yesterday. We checked it out the day it hit the market.
Okay. I think finding out, once you talk to the agent, right? Like, how are they going to handle offers is important,
How
right?
many counters, how to
Yeah.
handle multiple counters.
No, is he going to set an offer due date? Is he taking them as is? Because then from there, you can kind of gauge your client, right? Like, hey, they're taking offers as is. maybe we just gotta come in aggressive. Now, we may
Yeah.
not get a counter,
It's
right?
different, definitely.
Yeah.
Or if we're taking all offers on one due date, maybe they're gonna take them all and start countering everybody.
That's a different strategy.
Different strategy, right?
Find out.
Yeah.
I think you're in the early stages.
Yeah.
You need to find out what's the seller expectation. Are they open to preemptive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when dealing with your buyer, just a reminder to make sure you're calling any of the sold, pending comps, stuff like that. Like
Exactly.
find out really what's happening in that market, so then you can have that conversation with your buyer up front.
I actually want to kind of piggyback off that a little bit. Me, using this advice from you much earlier, you mentioned that you always have to have data and stats in order to bring the client. After looking at the house, like literally for a solid 25 minutes, the only thing we did is look at Sunnyvale data. And before the guy left the house, he's like, I want this house.
Yeah,
So it's like, I mean, I already did the selling the
Yeah.
location, the selling
Yeah.
comps and all that, selling the value, that's there.
Yeah.
It's just like, I mean, buyers, they get angsty, right? So
Yeah. because they may have to come in aggressive,
they
right?
have to, I mean, they know that at this point, right? So.
Yeah.
So days on the market, that's gonna be key, like letting them know.
Oh, we should look, it's like
Yeah.
5 days.
So already pre-position it, we need to be aggressive. I'm trying to get our foot in the door early before the competition. But what that means is
We have to stay on top of
non-contingent,
it.
be aggressive. Why would they take us rather than we?
500, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate
I
that.
think you're doing all the right stuff though.
Very valuable feedback. Thank you.
Yeah.
What about the land guy? What do you guys think you guys need to do moving forward?
Well, I haven't met him or anything.
You haven't met him in
but
person,
From
yeah.
you, from Deb working with him, they're very passive. There's not a real sense of urgency. It's just finding the right land for what they're needing, and that's a little bit difficult. So I feel that once they've identified something, there's multiple partners involved.
No, for them, for this piece, no, it's too small of a.
Okay.
Yeah, he can buy it himself.
So I think it's more just identifying the land
Yeah.
and making sure it's gonna meet their needs to motivate him to. move
Click, it
forward.
has quick.
So would you guys be making a contingent offer on that?
Yeah,
For the land,
Contingent
you
offer?
also-
yeah, contingent on selling for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, is the guy experienced with land at all?
He has family in the construction business, an extensive family, and
Yeah.
everything in the trades.
But no, he personally does not
No,
have
not
experience
personally,
on
yes.
land. No.
Not personally.
Mhm.
Okay. So what information do you think he's gonna need in order to decide if he wants to move forward? I think that's the big key,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Because if he has no experience in buying land, he doesn't know what he doesn't know.
Sure.
Mhm.
So I think that's the part where you maybe have to have that conversation, like, hey, this is, uncharted territory. You've never done this before. We can definitely help you, but what information, do you think you're gonna need? Or even tell him, this is the information that I would review to decide if this is feasible for me, right? Because if he's trying to buy something to build on, he's gonna have to see if that land is even buildable, right? Are there utilities?
Yeah.
Is he buying something just raw land and then he has to go get plans and all that?
Yeah,
Zoning.
we've done that with him on another
Yeah.
piece of land. Well, Deb did all the legwork, contacted the city, so he's familiar now with what he needs to know.
Okay,
Yeah, and it's just more him being ready, like this is the spot we want.
got it.
Yeah.
Right. And then if he has to sell his home, have you guys done a listing presentation on this?
No,
Okay,
he hasn't entertained that until he feels comfortable with something.
okay. So I would tell him, hey, now that we're starting to look,
Mhm.
we should meet also and go over your existing.
Both
home.
scenarios. I
Yeah,
understand.
both scenarios. Just say, because let's say we go out and you really want this land, but now we're not prepared
Mhm.
to strike, you know what I mean? So you need to push them for a listing appointment where we can talk about how everything's gonna move.
Strategy,
forward,
I understand what
right?
you're saying, yeah.
Yeah, so I would use that as leverage to push for the listing appointment, walk their property,
Yep.
make sure he knows all that stuff, how much he's gonna net, hey, how much is gonna go towards the land, all those
And if
things.
he needs to do anything to his
Yeah.
existing.
Yeah, if he needs to do anything, because, yeah, that would suck to find the piece of land and then he's completely not ready, and then what if that land's
That's
not
that's
available,
worse than not even finding. I agree with you.
right?
I agree with you.
So you waited, you finally found the perfect piece of land,
Yeah.
and then you can't buy it because you're not ready to buy it.
Yeah.
Right?
It's not acceptable.
And so I honestly, since he needs that money from the sale, I wouldn't even be looking at land until he already knows what.
You
he's
figure out
doing
the exact.
on the sale, right? Because without the sale, you have no land.
Yeah.
Right?
It won't happen.
And so I think, I don't consider that a hot client
Yeah.
until you've done that.
I got you.
Right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if you gotta have that conversation to set it up, or you guys gotta both jump on a call and push him for that listing
Yeah.
appointment.
We can do that, Deb.
Okay, cool. Who wants to go next?
I'll go. So 2 buyers, hot buyers, Vishal and Salja. We're looking in Redwood City, San Mateo area, actively looking. So they have taken a pause, they're back on, they're growing. So they outgrew their rental space. So it's more now just finding the right home for them. They're not open to any other areas because she's out in Stanford. He got another job relocation where he's going more to the office, but also that direction.
Okay.
So not a whole lot that has come into play. We were almost going to write an offer yesterday on a home we toured. Inspections require a lot of foundation, etc. So it's not something they want to take on, but they're ready. They're pre-approved, ready to go. It's just finding the right home. Lorenzo and Melissa, hot buyers as well. We're looking, they're looking more north San Jose.
Okay.
They're not open to south. Same scenario. She's in the school district out there. She wants her kids to go out there. But we're revisiting with Steve either today or tomorrow just to see if we could increase their price point and see what the new rate adjustment would allow them to do.
Got
Because
it.
they're seeing that in the price point they want, the homes are not to par.
Mhm.
All day South San Jose, we would have gotten in contract, and I'm still kind of
Yeah.
sliding it in there. Hey,
Yeah.
there's this what, but she's not budging. And he's like, it's up to her. I already told her I'm okay with it, but she's more like, I want to stay in this location. So now we're looking for a different alternative on price point.
Okay.
They qualify for more, so they may be more open to having the higher mortgage payment to
Got
get
it.
the home they want. So that's also in the works. 2 listings, the ones that I'm nurturing for the home for the mom.
Oh, yeah.
That's still in the works. I just connected with them this week. They're still working on getting mom situated. They don't want to really interrupt the living situation
Mhm.
until they have something for her and then actively start doing
Got
things.
it. Got it.
I also met with a client in Union City that Sheree and I had worked with. They're finishing up the project. I did the listing appointment and they were going to connect hopefully within a day or 2 just to see if they're ready to go live or what they decided.
Okay.
And then I have another one that I went on with Antonio. They're also needing to sell and buy in Hollister. Listing presentation went well. They said they're definitely going to move forward with us. Now we're going to schedule a consult with Steve for the buy side.
Okay.
Talked about some things in their existing home. So we're still kind of nurturing that and getting it
Got it.
signed and in place.
Okay. So you got a few things out of
Yeah.
those ones that you got. Which one do you feel like you need, some help with, or, I mean, it sounds like the listings that you got, those are all just kind of waiting for that stuff to transpire, right? The mom,
Mhm.
the people finishing the project.
Yeah.
Um,
And then the one with Antonio, she's retiring.
Okay.
So she was also checking in with her HR department to
Okay.
get some numbers there. So it's more just gathering the data
yeah,
to take the next step
and moving them
and
forward.
moving them forward. So we're actively checking in with them and just, advising and also letting them know rates have dropped. So giving them that update, there'll be more buyers in the market. We want to make sure we're capturing the opportunity. So we're staying in touch.
Got it.
I don't think there's really anything we can do
Yeah,
to speed it up
got it.
or to facilitate it for them
Got it.
because they're all different moving parts.
Yeah,
I think the Union City is probably going to be the hottest one that I'm putting a little pressure on because they were pretty much almost done with the project
Yeah.
remodel. But he was very firm on his unrealistic sale price.
got it.
And I had to give him the actual true data. And I said, I don't want to lie to you or overpromise. And if anybody does, this is the data.
Yeah.
And that's the one that I told you that I shared the Redfin, Zillow, RPR values.
Mhm.
I said, this is what the consumer is looking at.
Yeah.
So, this is kind of the mentality already out there. So he was going to really weigh out if he gave it a shot, put it on the market or converted it into a rental. I said, you put a lot of money and a lot of work into it.
For it to be a rental house.
Yes. I said, you might as well give it a shot. You're not going to know
Yeah.
until you list.
Got it.
So that's where I'm at with that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it sounds like the listings is just waiting for those things to happen. The 2 buyers though, let's maybe brainstorm on those ones, right? The
Yeah.
ones in Redwood City, is there a lot of inventory in that area?
No,
Okay.
no.
So let's figure that part out, right?
Yeah.
Like, how are we gonna tackle that? If I were you, I would, because you kind of know what they're looking for.
Yeah.
Do you know certain streets they're looking on, stuff like that, or a certain part of Redwood City?
Yeah, pretty open. They're pretty open. Of course, not something that's not in a desirable neighborhood,
Yeah.
but they even considered a smaller floor plan that I took them out to see against my will. I
Yeah.
said, it's small, guys. I don't think this is gonna be a good fit, but they still wanted to see it, so I had them experience it. So now they know like, hey, this
What's
is
the
really
price point?
2.5.
Okay.
Yeah,
So what I would do is I would maybe, do some research online and see which properties would fit that criteria, right?
Mhm.
Like you can easily pull up a map.
mhm,
I think you can pull up a map where it has like the estimated value of each home.
mhm.
Right? And then I would just go door knock or drop off a flyer,
Okay,
right? So you can print one flyer. Hey, this is who I am. I have these buyers. They really have I think we have a template already. They
Yeah.
really have their heart set on this neighborhood of Redwood City.
yeah,
Would you ever entertain an offer on your property? There's not a lot of homes for sale, so I'm reaching out,
okay,
right? So imagine if you printed out, I don't know, 20 flyers
Yeah.
that had that.
Yeah.
With your signature, whatever. It could be handwritten or they could look handwritten.
Yeah.
And your contact.
Yeah.
And then that would be worth your time to go drive the neighborhood and just
Right.
leave it, right?
Okay.
And just target the specific homes you already
Yeah.
know, like, okay, this is, if they want a 2-story or
Yeah.
1-story or whatever. But then that could potentially be double-ending the listing.
Yeah.
Especially when you have not a lot of inventory, but you have a motivated buyer
Yeah.
that's at a good price point.
Yeah.
It's worth it for you to spend time doing
Absolutely.
that, right?
Okay,
Even if you go spend an hour, it takes you an hour.
it's
and
worth it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's highly worth it, right? So I
Yeah.
would work on that. What about for the other buyer, the one who's looking in downtown?
No, this one's Lorenzo and Melissa. They're looking more north San Jose.
Oh, North San Jose.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Same scenario. They're just, wanting to stay in that area.
yeah,
They're not budging. There's other homes available in San Jose. So.
is there homes available though in their price point in that area?
No, it's
So they
like
need to- They
borderline.
need to go up in price.
So that's why we're meeting with Steve today, just to brainstorm on a comfortability
Got
of upping the price and monthly payment and then negotiating credits.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so for that one, it's more gonna be about budgeting
Yeah.
and finance.
Yeah,
aspect,
now that
right?
we've been 2
If
weeks,
you're absolutely set,
Yeah.
okay, then let's see what it's
we
gonna
need to
take.
increase it.
We need to
Yeah,
increase our
that was
budget.
my suggestion.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then maybe once you do that, then they'll realize, okay, yes, we're willing to take that risk,
Yeah.
or we're willing to bump up the budget, or you know what, this is out of our means, and then you can now push them
To another
through
area.
Another area,
Yeah.
right? But sometimes they have to go through that process.
Yep.
To kind of eliminate it for
Yeah,
themselves, right?
That's where we're at.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
they're hot.
yeah,
It's
but I think
gonna
those are
happen.
two really good strategies,
Yeah. Yeah,
for trying to move that forward.
agreed.
Okay. Mark, what do you got, brother?
Okay, so I
Thank you.
have
Good stuff.
the 2 1-bedroom listings that I have, the one downtown San Jose. I have a couple agents reaching out to me saying they have very interested buyers, but the problem is they have questions I can't really answer regarding the HOA. We don't have HOA docs yet. For some reason, they didn't get ordered just this week.
Okay.
Oh,
So we're waiting. I don't know how long that typically takes to receive those, but
Depends on which HOA it is.
Did you open escrow with Fong?
Mhm.
Okay, I would reach out to Fong because I had a similar scenario. We were pending something and she was able to get it expedited or get us the answer ahead of time.
Okay.
It's a little easier when someone calls that already has a connect because they're dealing with their internal HOA department.
Mhm.
So she may be able to gather you the information or push it a little faster.
Okay,
I had the same scenario, so advice on that, try to reach out to Fong.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen her emails come through, so I know she's working on it, so I'll touch base with her.
Yeah,
The other issue I'm having with that property is the handle going out to the balcony is broken. And a lot of people I want to go see the deck and I can't access it because the handle's broken. It's a very
It's a high rise. I mean, I would want to take a look at that.
Yeah, we want to hear, like the one guy said, we want to hear the flight path and it's overlooking
Oh.
87. So they want to open the door and see, how loud it is and if it's safe for a dog to be on it and this and that. So we've had Jim go out. I've had a handyman go out. I've had a locksmith go out. I've contacted the HOA. They have nothing. There's like no one who can repair this door handle for some reason. It's an aluminum door frame, so you can't really like break it open. And there's a mechanism that goes through the door. So it's a very specific type door and we don't really know how to repair
that's
it.
a hazard or
It
a
is.
safety.
It is a safety, I agree.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
locked on the outside on the 13th
Yeah.
floor.
Fire, imagine there's a fire alarm.
So, and I don't think this is the first time these handles have broken in this community, because obviously there's 30 plus
Tons,
units.
yeah.
So I don't know. I've reached out to the HOA
Even the
manager.
HOA doesn't have anybody?
She hasn't responded to any of my emails or calls. So
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm at the point where I'm just gonna go knock on her door because I know she's there every day.
Yeah. I would do that. I would go, yeah, if you have to go show up in person.
Yeah.
bang on the
Yeah,
door, right? Or maybe ask some of the neighbors, hey, have you guys run into this issue? They might know if they lived there a while.
Mhm.
Maybe ask some of the other agents who have listings on the market.
yeah, or any that have closed in the past.
Oh, yeah, any that are close.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna have to start wrapping
Wow.
my brain on trying to figure that out because we're going through and trying
But
everything.
the locksmiths or none of them could do anything?
He stuck an airbag under there. He was trying to prop it up and jimmy it out. He said you could cut the aluminum, but then there's no way to fix it afterwards, and then there'd be a draft blowing through. But you basically the mechanism is jammed or broken through the door, and it's like you twist it and it unlocks here, and the deadbolt. So it's like a really tricky door.
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure that out. But that between that and the HOA, I'm trying to get, these interested buyers over the hurdle to then
Maybe a
write an offer.
door company. We had our property manager sent someone out to look at our front door here.
Okay.
And they do like new doors, like commercial doors, and they can also repair doors.
Mm,
So maybe someone that does that,
Okay. I
that
can
might be the
ask you
person to go to.
contact
Yeah,
them.
so I'll have to look. I know we have the contact somewhere
Okay.
and I can get you them, but then I would also go to the HOA. Because this is,
I'm sure it's come up.
yeah, this has.
And it is a safety issue.
Yeah, like if someone gets locked out there or
Fire or
there's a
something.
fire and someone can't go out, like there's just a lot,
Right.
right?
Crazy.
So yeah, that
And
one's got
maybe
its own
something to
hurdles.
amend on the disclosures,
Sure.
right?
Yeah,
Issues with the door so that the seller covers their butt.
yeah, that might need to be disclosed if you guys can't fix it. right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I would definitely write yourself a note to add that to your disclosures. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about though, how to sell that one, how to get that one sold. right?
Well, in order for it to sell, buyers are gonna want to see the full access of everything.
Yeah,
So that's number one. Now, once that's available, that's the only fallback you're getting on it, correct?
That and just some specific questions regarding the HOA. There was litigation from 2024. They want to know if it's still ongoing or not. There was like plumbing leaks throughout the building that they've been replacing.
Okay.
has anything closed since then?
I don't
Any recent comps that have
know
sold?
that, yes, there has been.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a 1 bedroom that
So
sold.
those are the people you're gonna wanna
Yeah.
call, right? So you're gonna wanna call, that agent, try to get some info
Yeah.
on,
The
the
litigation.
litigation, maybe see who did the loan. You can call that loan officer,
Mhm.
see if they had any issues, but that's probably gonna be the best place to start.
Okay.
Yeah, because they would have had to have gotten the HOA cert.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then obviously follow up on the HOA docs, make sure,
Yeah.
those are in order, if those can be rushed.
because once you get the questionnaire, there's a questionnaire in the HOA docs. It'll specifically ask if it's active litigation.
Yeah.
That
Yes or
the
no.
HOA has to respond to.
Yes,
Gotcha.
Mhm. It'll be in your packet.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
What's your question?
Quick question. So I mean, I'm really not this familiar with listings and in generally litigation and all those things along those lines. So normally if we're in a community that has this kind of issue, would we just refer the previous listing agent for the same communities to kind of resolve the issues? And normally the way it works? No?
Just to find out info,
Yeah,
that's really what it is, right?
Yeah, but not to resolve issues.
Not to
Yeah,
resolve,
No,
okay.
you won't be able to resolve it.
No, you'll want to always go to the HOA because they're the ones that would have
They're responsible.
more information or feedback that they could give you. You could gather information from the previous listing agent, but not.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying. Look, it's not the
Yeah,
way.
it's just to gain insight,
Yeah.
right? It's to gain insight on how you should move
You
forward.
can get context, but you're not gonna solve the problem.
Yeah.
Correct. Okay.
But if
Correct.
it's something's in litigation, if it's an active litigation, I mean, you gotta find out the details, right? Because anybody who's gonna do financing, any lender, they're gonna wanna know
That's-
why,
yeah.
what happened, who's suing who.
Mhm.
Is someone suing the HOA or is the HOA suing somebody else? That
Correct.
makes
Two
a
different
difference,
things.
right?
Yeah.
Because they're trying to assess the risk.
Yeah.
And then a lot of times when it's in litigation, now there's only a select lenders that will lend on it,
Mhm.
right? So that could be an issue with financing, right?
Yeah.
And so, but it's always good if someone just closed a deal, then they were able to get it done.
Well, at least they're
somehow.
close.
Yeah, so then that's where you want to call them and like say, hey, can you tell me more about what happened?
Mhm.
Any context, and then from there you can kind of figure out where you want to go.
Yeah.
But as far as getting it sold, so yeah, obviously those things to answer those questions, but I would be reaching out to other people who have a 1 bedroom, like pull up all the 1 bedroom listings that are going on right now and maybe reach out to them and tell them about your listing,
Mhm.
right? You'd be surprised, right? Because sometimes they're doing open houses, they get people that come in, but that agent is not necessarily on the market looking at every other listing, right?
Yeah.
And so you should promote it to people who have other listings in similar buildings, right? So look at all the other buildings that are out there that are similar, like high-rise buildings, because that buyer may be looking at your building and looking at another building, right?
And even the solds, whatever did sell,
Yeah,
the agent might have some
Second buyer.
second buyers. Yeah.
yeah,
Hey, I noticed you sold one here. I have this one active on the market.
yeah.
Yeah.
How many times are you working with the client and then like something falls through and then like that client kind of goes away,
Yeah.
right? But if you connect with an agent and then they're like, oh yeah, let me reach out to my buyer, you know, they were looking over here, and then all of a sudden you're making a deal happen, right? So I think for listings like that aren't necessarily selling themselves, you're gonna have to do a little bit more legwork to start promoting it like on a one-to-one type of basis, right? You could take everyone's email. I've seen other agents do this, is go look at all the listings, get all the emails, and then do like an email blast, right? Hey, I'm reaching out to you because I've seen you sold a listing or whatever. I have this one, want to see if maybe you have any buyers, anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because getting the listing signed is one thing, getting
Yeah.
it sold, right?
Yeah.
Right?
And you have a unique one. So just off the bat, that's always going to be a little longer.
Yeah.
But location, I think it's a great location. It's
Mhm.
close. It's the one downtown, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like San Pedro.
Yeah. And I don't know if I remember. I want to say I do. At San Pedro Square, there's like a bulletin area
Yeah.
posted up there.
Oh, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's a good look.
Yeah,
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
there's a lot of activity there at San Pedro Square, business professionals, younger generation. So I don't know if there's like a bulletin or somewhere that you could join. I would just call San Pedro or the association there and just see if you could get it in.
Or
idea.
might be a good reason to go have lunch at San Pedro
I
Square,
did after my listing. last
have a
week.
little flyer, right?
Pass it out.
And go
Pass it
pass it out. Hey, guys, I just want to pass this out. I have a listing nearby. I don't know if maybe you guys work around. Maybe
Yeah.
you're interested in buying something in the neighborhood. You
Yeah.
might be able to pick up a buyer like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And the vibe there is a lot of business
Yeah,
professionals,
it's very
families.
chill too.
Yeah,
Lots
it's
of
a nice
people
place. We go there all the time. We love it.
I'm gonna hit on my barber, because he lives in the high rise. He rents in the high rise across from San Pedro Square.
Like the
Yeah.
big glass one.
Yeah, it's one of
88.
the,
88 something.
it's the brick one, the one that's directly across the street.
Okay.
The rent there's like $4,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
PTI on this
Yeah,
like
he
4,300.
rents there because the barbershop's downtown. So I've been telling him you should buy something. So now I'm gonna shoot you this.
You should. Yeah.
He's a bachelor, you know,
Yeah, it'd be a perfect spot.
yeah, perfect spot. So yeah, I would do that. What else you got?
And then, so probably one of my more tricky ones is the clients you met right here on Willamont.
Yeah,
Still dealing with them. Steve is at the final stages of being able to pull cash out for them so that
Okay.
they can then pay off their taxes, have money to do renovations on the home. But we're at the point where I was just like, let's put it on the members only and just see what we can get, see if any agents reach out. And
Yeah.
so we've had a couple off-market tours from agents.
oh, okay.
But no like follow-up much after that. I don't think the property like presents itself very well
Yeah.
as you saw it. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they have lots of storage and stuff within the property that they're trying to clean out. So that one, I'm just like, kind of feel like I'm kind of like spinning my wheels in the mud. I don't really know what to do to get them to because they want to buy a duplex downsize, but also sell their home for top dollar, which needs a lot of work.
Yeah,
Well, you probably know more about what's going on, but just from hearing this, I think it's more finalizing the finance,
That's
the
kind of
money
where we're
part.
at, Yeah.
And then maybe doing like a home light. Or
well,
doing like a
yeah,
bridge
we
loan.
talked about the home light,
We
right?
Yeah.
they didn't have the credit for it.
And how about now? Has Steve worked with them?
He basically bought the line of credit for them and whatnot and got it boosted, but I don't know, we ran through the numbers and it made more sense for them to pull cash out of one of their other properties.
Okay,
Got it. Okay.
okay.
So it sounds like once they pull the cash out, now they can make a move on something, right?
Right, then they can actually freeze up, so they had back taxes they needed to pay, which was the biggest reason for doing all of this.
Mhm.
And then they wanted a little bit of money to be able to like, spruce up the home, paint, maybe fix some of the drywall cracks.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, some of the basic things that we would recommend. But they don't have any spare cash to do any of that at this point. So
What
they're
about the
just
down
going-
payment though?
That's the other thing is they need to pull out money for a down payment.
So is the money you're pulling out right now, is that gonna be enough for the down payment?
I'm gonna have to double check with Steve on how much they're pulling out.
Yeah,
Or otherwise we may have to do like a contingent upon sell their home type of thing.
yeah, but I think more, cause I went to that property, right? So I think the challenge more with them is they need to move out so that we
Yeah.
can fix the house up.
Yeah.
Because the way it is right now, they're either gonna get a low ball offer,
Mhm.
right? Which they're probably not gonna wanna agree to, right? So you need to access cash somehow so that they can put the down payment, move out, and we can get their property fixed up and on the market.
Yeah.
Right? Because like Jim could fix it up and charge him at the close of escrow. That's not the
Yeah.
issue. Like if the cash for fixing, like we could solve that. It's more of them being able to move out.
Yeah,
Because there's no way we're gonna be able to fix that property if they're still,
it's hard.
if they're still living there.
Mhm.
We started it with our clients with sendings and it was tough.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's better when it's completely vacated because then they could go in there and just.
Right.
And do it faster.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's a difficult problem. I didn't like think about that. It's like the
Super
problem is
complex.
not even the funds. It's like just getting the guy out into
Yeah.
different places. Like the hardest part that
I've heard some people also do Airbnbs too. Like I've heard other agents, like they pitch
Get a
it.
place for a month or two.
Yeah, they pitch Airbnb, or they might even like pay that for the Airbnb or like front the cost of it and then get paid back at close of escrow. I mean, that's a
It's-
risk,
it's
right?
a
But
risk.
the whole point is like, if they, let's say they get cash, they could pull cash out, go stay in an Airbnb, move all their stuff into storage, right? We can go in and fix the property up,
Mhm.
get it on the market as a vacant stage property.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I would more pitch them that route. And then once we sell, then they get their cash and now they can really buy something.
Got it. Okay.
So that's, you got to figure a way to get them out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And so talk with Steve, figure out how much cash can we access? Is it enough to only pay off the back taxes, or is it enough to put a down payment on a house? Or are we gonna have to do like a multi-step? Right?
Got it. Yeah, that one's been dragging on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would love to move it forward. It feels like we're finally getting somewhere with it. So
Yeah.
But part of the reason was because they're financing too, right?
that's 100%.
Yeah. Like if their financing was in order, then probably could have moved on it
Yeah.
a lot sooner.
Yeah.
But they're still motivated, like.
Super
to make the
motivated.
move?
Yeah, they keep sending me duplexes that they're finding, but eventually, because we were going out and seeing properties pretty regularly, and I was at the point where like,
No.
we're a little early, we're premature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're
Yeah.
like seeing stuff go pending and they're like, oh, we missed our chance. I'm like, we're not even
No.
ready. Like, what's
You
the
can't
offer? Am I
make an
supposed to
offer.
write?
No. And sometimes.
It's gonna be the lowest offer ever.
Yeah, no.
Contingents and this and that.
Yeah,
It would probably never get accepted.
No.
Yeah.
And then
no.
at the end of the day, we don't even know if we would sell their house for enough to even cover that.
Yeah.
After all their capital gains and property taxes that they owe, and I was like, it was too complicated.
An easy way to explain that, Mark, and to just help the sellers see the position. Say, let me ask you this, Mark, you're the seller.
Mhm.
This is how I explain it, and then it makes totally sense. Let's say your home was on the market
Okay,
and we received an offer. And the offer is contingent upon the sale of their home. But the home is not even on the market.
right,
How would you feel about tying up your property and taking it off the market when
no chance.
Yeah.
that's exactly in the position we're in? So what we want to do is get you ready by getting your home on the market, hopefully with an offer so that we're able to make a solid offer, letting them know this is when we're closing.
Yeah.
You're in a much more positive position.
Yeah.
So that's how I always start that conversation off. Let me ask you a question. Let's just say your home was on the market. And once they realize that, they're like, well, yeah, why would I take an offer without no tangible, nothing tangible?
Their problem is they just don't have they have a lot of cash in the homes. 'cause
Equity,
The homes are
they're
paid off
equity rich.
and they
yeah.
don't have cash in the pocket, right?
Yeah,
So you just need to tap into it somehow, right? See what Steve could do.
if he could get their credit score to be acceptable through HomeLight, so far it's been good.
Yeah.
Our experience. We're still not past the whole hurdle, but so far, once we got our client to have their credit ready, it was a smooth process.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
just
mean, well, worst case scenario, you get a hard money loan.
a hard money loan, but Steve also said he also had a different bridge lender.
Yeah. Because it's gonna be temporary. You're not gonna
Yeah.
keep that loan forever. It might be for 6 months or
Mhm.
something. So even if it's a little higher rate or whatever, it's gonna be temporary.
And it may be worth it just
may
to
be
get
worth
them to move on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. They don't really have much income to make a
Support
payment
it.
either, so they'd have to pull out enough cash to cover those payments.
Yeah.
So it's complicated. We're working.
Yeah.
on
Because
it.
all their money's tied up in houses. That's what it
Yeah.
is. And so I even told them when we met, I'm like, why don't you guys downsize and go move to like a cheaper home,
Cheaper
a
area.
cheaper area? Because they're trying to sell their home and then move into like a duplex, which is going
Here.
to be similar price to what their house is worth.
The burn rate is gonna be the same.
Yeah, it's the same. It's like the
No.
same, like when you look factor in the payments and all that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that doesn't necessarily make sense. I'm
Yeah.
like, but if you guys moved out of the area and got like a downside, or even get a small, like a condo here for half the price.
Yeah.
Now you're actually seeing the benefit of moving.
Yeah.
Because your payments are
Absolutely.
less, your taxes are less,
Yeah.
your house is paid off.
Or they might as well just refurbish their home and stay where they're at.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Rather than paying a higher property tax bracket, because even that Prop 19, it doesn't do the full amount. It's only a percentage.
yeah,
They're still gonna pay a higher 1.25 on a portion of the purchase.
yeah.
So their taxes will. be
Unless
higher.
they get a cheaper home,
Unless
right?
they buy yeah,
A much cheaper home.
yeah, correct.
Yeah, so,
But in this case, I don't think they would buy a cheaper home if they're trying to
I've tried that route.
Yeah,
They have,
upsize.
they're like, we need a yard. We don't want to deal with an HOA. We've got
Yeah.
storage containers that we want to build in the
Yeah.
backyard. And their whole thing is they want to be able to have both properties as rental potential when they retire and their kids can rent it out when they put them in a home or something. That's their whole thought.
they have like
process.
3 homes that are all paid off.
Yeah, they have like 3 rental
I'm
properties.
listening to all these conversations and
tough.
I'm just
This
thinking
is
like,
fun,
I'm thinking like future, right? And I'm like, I don't know if it's just because the age I'm in right now, but I'm thinking like convenience, downsizing,
Yeah,
but
just making
being
it
close to
comfortable.
like out of the area, maybe like a nice little beach town, but why do you want a yard and all this stuff?
Yeah, they're making it
I don't know.
complicated,
They're
but
thinking
that's
like
what
me,
they want.
Blanca.
Yeah, make it more complicated.
Yeah, but everybody thinks.
Well, I mean, that's the thing is, it's gonna be hard to convince them to do something else. Like if they have a plan in their mind, you just gotta say, this is how we can accomplish it.
Yes.
Right, that's
Right.
where I'm at.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
following what they want.
Yeah.
Rather than fight them, like trying to convince them, don't do that.
Yeah. But
We went over
definitely-
the pros and cons. We showed them all the stuff.
Yeah, definitely give them the numbers because the numbers will speak for themselves. And once they're seeing that monthly number, then it may shift their train
Yeah.
of thought a little bit.
And that's, yeah, that's what I did
Yeah.
when I went over there.
Yeah,
But it sounds like they still want to go
Oh,
forward.
yeah, we ran those same numbers multiple times for
Yeah.
them and they're still like, let's try to do it. And I was like,
okay, yeah,
I even had to meet with Ariocha and he's like, it makes way more sense to sell all of your properties and invest those into this and you'll get
And rent a
more-
single family home.
rent or buy something smaller, like something under $1 million that they can actually afford. And then with the investment from those properties, Ariocha's like, I can get more of a return by investing that than you would just renting out a duplex.
Yeah.
So, but they didn't. They were
it didn't
close
register
mind to
maybe.
that.
Well, the other thing is their kids live in some of the rental properties.
Yeah.
Oh.
So they also don't, and they're not even paying full
Paying like
rent.
half the market rent.
That's
That changes
number
everything.
one.
So then they don't want to get their kids out, right? To
Yeah.
disrupt that.
Yeah,
Their kids aren't paying them what they should be getting for rent, like half of what they should be getting. And so it's just bad, like, it's just bad management. Like
yeah. from the
money
beginning.
management. The good thing is they bought real estate and they paid
Yeah.
off, right?
Yeah.
So they did a
They
great
have
job there.
options.
They have
It's just
options, but
taking
they're
those,
not, yeah.
those steps.
Yeah.
So that's my trickiest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's the tricky.
Anything else?
And then I mean, I have the one listing that I just signed here as well, Lateris.
Yeah.
It's a small 1-bedroom that was a rental for 20 years. So I had Jim come by and get a couple quotes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna meet with the client again to see how much she wants to actually put into updating the home.
Mhm.
There's like 3 or 4 other 1-bedrooms in that community that have been kind of sitting. So,
Mm.
but there's 2 that are also pending. So
Yeah.
some are selling, some are sitting. It's kind of hit or miss.
Yeah.
Um,
The ones that are pending, are they nicer?
One of them was pretty
Or price
updated.
lower?
No, they're priced all similar around the 500, like 499 to 520.
Yeah.
One of them's like super nice, like completely updated, modernized, and it's been sitting at like 540. And then there's one that's like more original and it's pending at 499. So it's not like a huge
Yeah.
difference in price. And then there's
So
another
it
one.
may not make a whole lot
It
of
may not
sense
make
for
a lot
them
of
to
sense, but a
do.
ton of money
But
into
yeah,
it, but
yeah.
maybe
clean
just
it
a
up.
little bit.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll have to see what her budget is for wanting to put. I wouldn't suggest pumping a ton of money into it just to get
Yeah.
them on the market. But
And then also we got to learn from the last one, right? With the whole hoops
the
for
flooring
HOA
and everything.
that you
Yeah.
jump through, right?
Mhm. Luckily, the flooring's already been replaced in this one, so
Oh.
we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
The rest of the updates we do, I don't think need approval that I'm aware
Maybe
of.
just
But I'll have to
paint,
double
like just
check.
cosmetic. Okay.
Yeah.
So just FYI, we needed paint approval for the one that I'm cutting on.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
we had to do a whole, so what we did though, Andrea and I from past experience, we did like 7 applications for every single item that we're doing, just to speed it up, and it worked. We got one approval, another approval, all the approvals came back, but we did need an approval for interior paint.
Yeah. You know, you're probably just painting like white in any place
Mhm.
or some, yeah, light modern color.
Bureaucracy.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Richa, I know you're listening in. Do you have any clients you want to talk about?
Yeah, sure. But most of my clients are in the range of 4 to 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah. The listing coming, he's saying that he's ready to put up is any time after January. So that's there. The one of the client, he cannot move unless he puts his condo that he's living in on rent, and he's second on that list where he'll be eligible to put up his condo for rent.
Oh, is there a restriction or something?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm not sure about the one that they liked, whether it's 100% free of any restrictions or not. The property is in Oakland. It's 400K mark. So that's there. And the third person is like having very personal emotional issues like his visa status and all. So he was very aggressively looking. Then all of a sudden he said, no, it's not a good time. So he altogether stopped.
Got it. Okay.
One more client, he said that he'll be buying in somewhere December onwards. So that's where I am, and all of the other parties are still in the nurture process.
Okay. So you got a few in the works, but they're a little further out. Okay. So what does Richa need to do when you got pipeline that's further out?
Keep prospecting.
What was that? Say it louder.
Keep prospecting.
Continue calling, reach out your leads.
You know, think about, this is for all of us, right? When we're trying to build a pipeline, what's the quickest way to build a pipeline? It's just the 3 pillars that we follow, right? Make sure you're posting on social media, right? Make sure you're working open houses. Make sure you're calling the leads, right? You're calling in the follow-up boss. And you got to like do all of those, right? If you only do one, it doesn't hit that
No.
fast, right? Because if you're only doing open houses every weekend, let's say, for example, you may not hit, right? It may
No.
take some time to build that up.
Yeah.
But if you're doing open houses and you're also calling, and stuff like that, or you're taking leads in, online leads, you may you have more bullets going out there, right? Where you may hit a target, right? So, and if you're posting on social media consistently, you may get someone that reaches out to you that is ready right now because
Yeah.
they saw you post some sort of educational or market update or something like
Right,
that.
right.
And so I think even with social media, guys, I know I preach this a lot. It's especially if you don't have clients right now, you should constantly be posting on social media.
Mhm.
It doesn't have to be rocket science. Show people properties, talk about the market, give them a quick tip for buying, a quick tip for selling. Just put yourself out there, right? A few times per week. Show people what you're doing. Show people when you're in the meetings, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, I think those are all things that you can do, Richa, and map out a schedule. I had Jose Padilla, the guy that works with us, right? He's in Vallejo. He just got laid off from his job because he had a job and then he was doing real estate on the side. He just got laid off. So he's like, dude, I got all the time right now. I'm like, okay, so you need to now treat real estate like this is your full-time job. You were used to going there from 8 to 5 or 8 to 6. You're now going into your real estate business from 8 to 5, 8 to 6. I'm like, so I need you to map out a schedule for me. What are you doing on Mondays? What are you doing on Tuesdays? When are you making calls? When are you posting on social media? When are you working open houses, right? When are you coming to training? all those things. And so he created a schedule for me.
Okay.
And then he's just following the
Following it.
schedule, right? And so he's putting in the work. So I'm like, I know if you stick with that, you'll start to see some momentum because now you're hitting like three different things, right?
Yeah.
So that's the advice I can give you right now, Richa, is you got to just put yourself out there, right?
Mhm.
And those are the three easiest ways.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you have any questions, Richa, or anything you want to mastermind or brainstorm, or any follow-up to what I just said? Any advice or anything that we could talk about?
Just have a question on HOA. So I need to call HOA directly to understand the cap, rental restriction cap.
It's usually in the HOA docs.
Yeah. Are you representing a buyer or a seller?
Buyer.
Okay, usually HOA will not share information with you, but the rental restriction caps are in the HOA docs.
Yeah. So if the property's on the market and you're gonna want to request the disclosures and look at the HOA docs.
Yeah.
And in the HOA docs, it should say, you know, what percentage of properties are rented and all that stuff and what the restrictions are.
Yeah.
And then you could ask the agent flat out also if there's any rental restrictions. If that agent doesn't know, look at a recently sold property in that same complex and then call that agent and ask them if there was any issues.
Just to piggyback off that a little bit, what I found really helpful is there's agents that specialize inside of specific communities. For example, they will only take that building, this building, and this building, right? So if there's any issue like that, if you could just call the agent that's normally the community expert along those lines,
Yeah.
they know everything about that community, like the front, back, left, center, right?
That's true. Like if you look at the last year, what has sold, and if you see one agent that has sold like 7 units, that's the guy you want to call, right?
I did this with someone in Communication Hill, and I called this guy up and he's like, do you know who I am? And I'm like, no, I don't know who you are. I'm like, in this area, like 80% of the homes in this area and this community are my homes. And I've been here for 20 years, right? I'm like, okay. So I'm asking all the questions, right?
All my answers. to all
Yeah,
the questions.
exactly, right? So it's like a lot of times when they're kind of like pumping themselves like that, okay, good. You
Yeah.
better answer everything then.
Yeah.
So you're ready to, you know,
Yeah.
everything, right? So.
Richa, and another piece of advice, if you do not know where to find it, or if it's a little confusing on the HOA docs, upload the HOA docs to ChatGPT and ask that specific question.
Oh, that's a good tip.
So
That's the tip. You're getting savvy now.
yeah. So will it tell me the current owner versus renters percentage?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
usually there's like a standard HOA cert that they provide that
Hmm.
has all the answers.
Yeah.
The lender always will probably request their own cert, but usually the HOA docs already include like a questionnaire.
It'll tell you how many units are in the community, and sometimes it'll give you a percentage of how many are owner occupied and how many are rental.
Yeah.
We had that on our Trestle Terrace, the Fremont one.
Yeah.
But you can also just upload, if it's hard for you to find it, because it's confusing
It's a lot
to
of
go
pages too.
through it, upload it and ask those questions on ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it references the page.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. ChatGPT, guys, are you using it more now?
I am.
Yeah,
I am using it a lot more now.
that's good.
Yeah,
It converted you.
it converted me. Yeah. However, though, sometimes I feel like I trust it and sometimes I don't, because I feel like the answer was a little vague or bogus, because it's more like general, not to our specific area.
Yeah,
So that's where you gotta just make sure you're,
Don't trust it, Londa.
yeah.
Don't trust it.
Like,
Verify it.
Verify the information, because, it'll give you a general, if it's like a general question, overall.
yeah. But also, I think it's important to learn how to use ChatGPT. You can keep asking it follow-up questions.
Yeah.
Like, let's say it gives you a really general answer.
Yeah,
Say, hey, specifically, I want to know this,
Yes.
right?
yeah.
And so sometimes you got to keep like
Like
filling.
zip
Yeah,
code, area, location, yeah, being a little more specific.
yeah. ChatGPT is always positive,
Mhm.
right? It's
Agreeable.
it's always agreeable and
Yes.
positive. So sometimes you got to even ask it, like, tell me the negative stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like stuff like that.
Yeah, or warnings or
Yeah.
red flags. Yeah.
Or format it in this way too.
Yeah.
You can say, hey, take that answer and put that in an email
Mhm,
format,
mhm.
right?
No, but just to piggy off that, like, it's very, very, very important. Like, let's say if you submit disclosures and you're like, please find me everything that's okay with the disclosures. it's just gonna blatantly ignore everything that's wrong.
Yeah,
Right, so you gotta be real careful on how we do the instructions. The instructions, depending on the order of it, is really gonna
Yeah.
destroy your entire.
That's called prompting, right? How do you
Yeah.
prompt it?
Mhm, mhm.
So if you get good at prompts,
Yeah.
that'll like take
Yeah.
us to the next level. Cool. We're coming up on time, guys. I think this was good. I
This
want
was very good.
yeah, like it's good for us to just brainstorm what we got, because then sometimes like Mark, like, hey, now I'm gonna call my barber. I'm gonna text him, like, hey, bro, we got a 1 bedroom that's downtown. So like being able to kind of mastermind and share what's going on with us. I mean, sometimes it's just reassuring what you're already doing. Sometimes you're like, oh, okay, I wasn't looking at it that way.
Yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
So we'll keep these going. Is there anything you guys like for this particular group, you guys want me to focus on or add to like our sessions? I've been trying to talk about more higher level stuff, more like strategy, more strategic stuff. So hopefully you guys are getting value. But if there's something you want me to focus on more or from one of our sessions, I'm happy to hear from you.
I feel what we've been reviewing has been very helpful.
Yeah.
And I've learned something new.
Mhm.
So I think what you're doing is really good in that format, in that sense. I feel like the buy side, we haven't mastered. So it's more like the negotiations, the listing side, the home prepping. That gets a little bit tricky when we don't have the experience. Like what should we remodel? What shouldn't?
Okay.
Something that I'm seeing that other brokerages are offering is like a package where the painting is already included. The interior and exterior paint.
Yeah.
So it's not a out-of-pocket item.
Yeah.
I know we tailor it on the commission, but I feel like if it's something that we can maybe have someone that is our go-to just painter
Mhm.
versus a general contractor would be a good idea when it's just needing a fresh coat of paint, interior, exterior.
Yeah.
And something that we roll in as part of the service.
Yeah.
And then just broadening our resources
Yeah.
for contractors.
Okay.
Because I feel like Jim is good and excellent, but he gets tied up.
Yeah.
So we need to have a little more resources.
Yeah. We have like Anthony that can do painting.
Yeah, I use him a
I know
lot.
Luis said his dad does painting, right? So we have other painters.
Yeah,
Jim, obviously.
and of course, someone licensed.
Yeah.
Because I know we have handymen and stuff like that, but when we're dealing with HOA stuff, they need to be licensed and
Licensed,
insured. Yeah,
I agree completely on that. The reason I'm saying this is because, I mean, now that I'm reading other listing agents and like looking at higher price point properties, they have audited receipts for each individual provider. One receipt for the painter, one receipt for the landscaper, one receipt for the drywall cut, one receipt, and they have that all at the end for documentation purposes, right? So I mean,
In the
some-
disclosures?
in the disclosures.
Oh, okay.
Right,
Like
so it's-
showing just what the work that they
Yeah,
did.
right. So it's like, it just makes it more easy for the buyer who's paying $62,000 a foot, $2 million for a house.
Yeah.
Just to be like, hey,
Yeah. Yeah.
I have everything done from the person who's an expert in this specific field, A through Z, and you can see each of the companies. Like I saw that, I'm like, dude, this is impressive. I mean, like we look at listings all day and wow, like I mean, any buyer who's looking at that can rest assured that whatever they're buying is buying the best one. They
Yeah.
don't have to worry about anything.
yeah. And I really like the fact too that appliance place that you sent
Yeah.
us. Because usually you think of going to like Lowe's, Home Depot or whatever.
Yeah.
But
How was your
this-
experience with that place?
Very good. So
What
he
is it
works with United. I'll share it with you.
Yeah.
Enrique shared it with Patrick and myself. They have used, but the used is not their main business. They also have new items and open
Open
items,
box item. Yeah.
open box items. But he's very good. And I basically brought him down. We got a fridge, a stove and a dishwasher for like $2,200. Delivered within like 3 days.
Do they haul and install?
He's bringing it, the owner's personally delivering it to the home.
Yeah.
So 1-year warranty,
Wow.
we called the client, we said, this is what they're offering, what do you think? We sent him pictures. He insisted on new.
Yeah.
So I said, these are gonna be new. So, and he agreed and we were able to get that, but we need to share all that stuff. Cause even Jim was like, can you send me his number?
20.
I'm like,
Great
yeah.
deal. Wow.
Infinite appliance.
Yeah,
Infinite.
Infinite Appliance,
Yeah.
Ralph.
I found them online and they
Ralph.
had good reviews.
So they know Collab.
Oh,
They go in tarot. He's like, wait, who are you with? And we told him, and he's like, yeah, you sound familiar. And he goes, I work with, and he mentioned some of the ones he's worked with. So he was very personable, and I told him, this is our budget.
Yeah.
you know, we need to work with this budget. This
Yeah,
is what we, and he goes, okay, well, let me, and he was walking the floor with us. So it was
Okay.
really good.
I'll post it in Slack
Yeah, Raphael.
and Raphael's in
Mhm.
contact.
Mhm.
Okay. Do you have his number?
Yeah,
Okay, his
Yeah.
contact? Maybe send it to me because I only have like just their
I
general.
think that's it, actually.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
I'll just put ask for Raphael. on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'll post it in Slack.
Yeah.
But yeah, because sometimes with like when we're getting these properties ready, you don't always need to put brand new appliances.
No.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sometimes you can get like barely used stainless steel appliances that are a fraction of the cost and it does the job. You know what I mean?
A lot of these spaces also, Enrique, are really just kind of the luxury items. Like if you want a $10,000 store, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure he will sell it to you for $3,000.
Yeah.
Raphael Duarte.
Okay.
Did you call the 408
No, I didn't call.
Oh.
I found them and I looked
You
at their
sent it to me.
reviews and then I sent it to you.
408.
Yeah, let me share it with you guys.
Yeah, third roaster one, like nice.
They do. They
Oh.
have Samsungs and
I'm
newest
interested.
stuff. Yeah. So they have some good stuff. I'm gonna send it.
Sure, do this thing right here, we're getting quotes right now, because it's got like a stainless steel oven that was replaced recently, but like it's got the white fridge and the white
Oh,
microwave and the
yeah.
white dishwasher, and she's
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah.
we gotta match these. And I'm like,
Yeah.
So it's
Cool.
like, do I buy a whole new set or do I just buy the individual things, maybe lightly used?
Jim had already installed the hood. He had bought a new white hood and we called him. We're like, Jim, we got stainless steel. Can you return it?
I told yeah.
Yeah, it's already there. And he was like, so they're getting new appliances? I go, they are. We got a great deal. And he's like, how much? And I told him, he's all, what? Really?
Send me the contact book. Oh,
No, so it was a good recommendation. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put it in
I was looking at airport appliances, sounds like they do something.
Oh, been there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Infinite appliances and they're local and yeah, he's quick. And you know what he said too? He goes, if you have a listing and you know that you're gonna be needing some appliances, let me know what you're needing and I'll start eyeballing what I have ahead of time. So he's willing to work.
Do they have a showroom or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm. It's not your typical showroom. You're just walking what they have, the rows and rows of
Right.
appliances. Yeah.
Normally, maybe.
They have all their
Yeah.
used stuff there.
But that was a good
I
one.
see a couple thousand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these nicer fridges, not that real expensive. Like
Yeah, they
our
are.
fridge was like $3,000 and we got it for a great price, for like $1,200, $1,500,
Yeah.
right? So it's
Yeah.
like,
And he gave us a discount off of each.
oh, even on top of the
Yeah,
wow.
he did. He was really working with it.
Awesome.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Infinite appliances. I'm putting this in
Yeah.
Slack right
Rafael Duarte.
Wonderful.
That's his name.
All kitchen appliances, one dishwashers.
Dishwasher, stove, refrigerator,
White.
hoods, microwave ovens,
White.
microwave vents.
White.
Yes, I believe so. Mhm.
Awesome.
now. Cool, guys. This is what we got today. We'll keep it going. I'll take some, we'll start talking about some of the other stuff that you brought up.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. That's all I got.
Just learning as I'm going along.